All right, guys, seeing a little bit of an uptick, a little bit of a dead cat bounce in Bitcoin today. Went all the way down to $89,000 yesterday. Now we're back up to 93.5. Who knows what's going to happen? The interesting thing is Bitcoin dominance is actually not high. Bitcoin dominance is 58.3, which I don't even understand what's going on right now. Like, what are people taking money out of Bitcoin and putting it in what? Maybe Zcash, I don't know. Maybe some of these privacy coins. You're seeing like Ethereum hold on at 3,000, which is pretty good. I mean, Ethereum's back up to 3,162, so that's not the worst thing in the world. Even BNB's back up to 937. Basically, everybody and your mother thinks we're in a bear market right now. Timing wise, everything makes sense that we're in a bear market right now. Bitcoin got that double top and kind of dumped from there all the way back down to 89. Stock market is dumping right now. Interestingly, if the stock market wasn't dumping right now, we'd probably be back up to $100,000 Bitcoin. For me, I'm going to stick with what I said last video. This is risky times. If you can get out of some of these coins, just take some profits, take some money off the table. That's what I would do. Holding the next 6 months could be brutal. It could be good. It could be great. We could go into we could have an incredible bull market in the next 6 months, but it's definitely risky. Which for me, I'm looking at like XRP right now. I think if we get a dead cat bounce and Bitcoin back up to like $96,000, I think XRP will be back up to like 255, 260. I'll probably be selling my XRP then, and that'll be it. That'll be a big chunk of my bags that I can, maybe that's like 30% of my bag, 30% of my long-term bag I'll get rid of in heavy profit, and that'll be it. Then if we dump to oblivion in the next 6 months, at least I can say I took some profit in my long-term bag. Because I like I said, guys, I think this is going to be extremely risky over the next 6 months. Could be good, but odds are, we're probably going to go into a recession, housing crash, possibly stock market crash, and it could just be like a really long, drawn-out crypto winter. That won't be fun holding onto your coins if that happens. With that said, it doesn't have to happen. Everybody says we're in a bear market right now. I mean, everybody. I mean, you go to the comments section, everybody's in grief. They're blaming everybody. You go on Rand Nooner's Twitter. It's not over until I can come collect my money from you. If you say it's over, it means it's time to buy. You were so bullish back then, but what about now? And this is everybody's Twitter. Nobody's bullish. In fact, some big YouTubers, people on Twitter I followed, they sold all their coins yesterday. One guy in particular, this guy Jordan Camarati, I forget his name, something like that. He pretty much sold everything yesterday. He's like, I'm done with these markets. He said if Bitcoin closes below like 92,000, I'm selling everything. He pretty much sold everything. And the comments are just abysmal. Like I made a video last week saying, sentiment couldn't get any worse. This is bear market, bottom of the bear market. FTX collapsed. You lost all your money in Luna. You lost all your money in FTX. You lost all your money in BlockFi. This is basically the same kind of comments I remember. I even made a video 3 or 4 years ago about these comments, and they're all back. Finally, I lost everything, but at least I can sleep better with no more stress. That's a good point. If you don't have to worry about trading anymore if you lost everything. You should be counter trading Rand. Crypto Rand scam, blah, 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 blah. When Rand's bear, that's a signal that we're going higher. So some people are trying to reverse trade Rand Nooner. It's not just Rand Nooner, though. Like any crypto YouTuber you go onto right now, it's just negativity, misery. It's the end of the world. And the only thing that kind of sticks out in my mind is, yeah, I get it. These cycles are supposed to be over, going into next year. By the end of December. But with sentiment this low, that usually means we're going to get a bounce. And I hate to say it, it could be a short-term bounce. It could be like a really good short squeeze that takes us up to like maybe like 105 again, 110, and then we dump into oblivion going into the winter. Like I just feel like with what happened over the last couple of days, over the last week, we should be due for a bounce just based off how much we dumped and overall sentiment being in the complete gutter like I've never seen before, like the worst I've ever seen it. So that's kind of what I'm leaning at, guys. If you have an opportunity, if you're in profits on like XRP or Solana or whatever you're in profits on, and we get like a nice little rally up in the next couple of days, like it's probably going to be a dead cat bounce, but maybe it's not. I don't know. If we get a rally up, I would say that's the time to sell, get out. And at least you took some off the table. And if we go into like another year of bear market, at least you can say you took some profits. The sentiment is just low. Bitcoin sinks under 80,000, but the Bitwise executive says bottom is in this week. You're hearing that a lot. Bottom is in. Rand Nooner saying bottom's in. This guy saying bottom in. Arthur Hayes is saying now the bottom's in. Tom Lee, Fundstrat, pumping out Ethereum. He says the bottom is probably in for Ethereum. I don't know if that's true or not. But you're starting to see a lot of big people come out and say the bottom is in. Of course, that could mean the complete opposite, that the bottom is not in. But you are starting to see a lot of people I respect at least saying the bottom is in. If the bottom is in, it's probably the bottom is in for like the next month, and then we'll probably go lower after the new year as, maybe the stock market dumps or people just kind of assume we're in a bear market. But as much as we've dumped over the last couple of days, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if the bottom is in for the short term. I mean, we're probably going to fluctuate between 91, 93, and maybe we'll get like a nice bounce up to like 95, 96, 97, 98 will be good, because any bounce we get in Bitcoin right now, with Bitcoin dominance where it is, we're going to see a lot of activity in altcoins. We can see 20, 30% pumps in some of these altcoins if we get a rally up. And that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'd be very happy. Get a rally up. I can dump out of my XRP at 250. I bought all that shit at like 25 cents. Go through my bags. Is there anything else I'm in profit in? There's not really that much else, I can be honest with you. Litecoin, probably not too much. Cardano, I mean, Cardano will be a little bit high. If Cardano goes up to like 55, 60 cents, yeah, I mean, I'm not down on Cardano, but is it really even worth selling? I don't know. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. And then for my lower cap altcoins, I'll just hold. And if we go into a bull market, then I'll sell them then when we go into full-blown alt season. But the goal right now, pretty much just a repeat of the video I said a couple of days ago. The goal right now should be, if you're in profit on some of these bigger cap coins or some of these lower cap privacy coins like Zcash or whatever, you should be looking for opportunities to exit, at least take some money off the table. So that's what I'm looking at. What's this one right here? There's Tom Lee. Tom Lee saying we've bottomed, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. The problem is the stock market. The stock market's kind of all over the place right now. So a lot of people are kind of losing faith in the stock market. We'll need a nice rally up in the stock market if we're going to see Bitcoin pump. But if you look at the stock market was down 600 points earlier today, and now it's only down 300. So maybe we can still get one of those Santa rallies in the stock market, and that's going to bring Bitcoin up with it. Bitcoin has already pumped $4,000 from where it was last night, which is nice. And you also see Trump is really still trying to push for that $2,000 stimulus, and he's talking about that like going into spring. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, if that happens, that could really be a flood of money going into risk assets. Even if we're in a bear market on Bitcoin, that could still pump some risk assets. So, recap is, if you're in profit in anything and we get like maybe a little bit of a pump in the next couple of days, get out, especially if it's a higher cap coin. And then just for your lower cap coins, just hold it. And if you have to hold another year or two, you have to hold another year or two. But for me, that's kind of what I'm going to do. Like I said, I sold my MicroStrategy last year. I sold my trading bag of Cardano last month. And if I could just sell, a little bit of my long-term bag in the next couple weeks, I would feel pretty good about holding for another year or two if I have to. But even if I can't sell it and I have to hold for another year or two, that's fine. I'll still make my YouTube videos, and it is what it is. But everybody's capitulated and everybody's negative. And so like somebody else was saying this the other, it was Kevin Spence, and he's like, okay, if everybody capitulated, everybody's negative, everybody's talking about we're in a bear market right now. What does that mean? Does that mean they're all going to be buying at the same time in a year or two as we go into a bull market, because nobody's ever right. Nobody was right about what happened over the last couple months. Everybody, including me, thought we were going into an alt season. Everybody, like very few people. So if everybody was wrong about that, is everybody right about us being in a bear market right now? I don't know, guys. Like the sheep are never right, which is why I wouldn't be surprised if we do have an alt season in the next couple months, or going into spring when Trump does that stimulus or whatever happens, we actually get a full-blown alt season and Bitcoin goes back up to $150,000. It wouldn't surprise me at all. The problem is right now we're in no man's territory. It's hard to predict what's going to happen. You're flipping a coin. That's all I'm doing right now. I'm flipping a coin, because if we're going off 4-year cycles, it's pretty much over, right? It's pretty much over. We could get a nice bounce and then pretty much dump at the end of December. We have a couple more weeks. We have till the end of the year if we're in the 4-year cycles. Technically, it's kind of over right now, but I guess you could kind of push it out another month. But it's a flip of the coin. Are we dumping? Are we going bullish? But if we're following the 4-year cycles, it's over, and we have to wait another year, a year of bear market before we get bullish again. And that's why I'd like to take some off the table. You're also hearing a lot of people saying right now, like, oh, well, all of 2025 was a bear market. I'm thinking to myself, wait a second. Yeah, 2025 maybe it was a bear market for some altcoins, but Bitcoin got a double top of $126,000 twice in 2025. XRP went to 350, Solana went to 250, almost $300. A lot of these privacy coins pumped. Like, 2025 was not a bear market. I mean, it may have been, you could say it could have been a bear market for some of your altcoins, but 2025 was not a bear market. If we're starting a bear market, the bear market is over the last month. It's not like, because I heard somebody the other day say like, oh, we've already been in a bear market for a year. That must mean it's almost over. No, we have not been in a bear market for a year. We've been in a bear market at the most for a month. Just because your altcoin didn't pump all that much doesn't mean we're in a bear market. Like people right now are just looking for anything to like grasp onto, and I get it. And I don't think it's completely over. I think we're going to have pumps ahead, especially going into the end of the year. And I think a Santa rally is still on the table, especially if it happens in stocks. But with that said, we have to be deleveraging. If you're in profits, you have to be getting out of some of these big cap coins, especially if we get some nice little pump up in Bitcoin over the next couple of days, over the next couple of weeks, get back up to like 95, get back up to like $100,000 Bitcoin. You got to be selling your XRP. You got to be selling your XRP at over 250 if that happens. You have to. Solana gets back up to like 170, 175, and you bought that Solana at like under $50. You got to be selling that Solana. You just have to, guys. That's a smart thing to do. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. It's just a smart thing to do at this point. So that's it, guys. We'll see what happens. It's very interesting. It's nobody really expected, this kind of dumpage to happen right now. But if you're just looking at the charts right now and you zoom out, it looks like we got a double top in Bitcoin. And now we're going to be going into a bear market soon. But again, that doesn't have to happen. There's a lot more institutions in Bitcoin. A lot of these altcoins didn't get a run. So maybe we have another 6 months to a year left. And we're just kind of waiting for Trump to do his thing with giving us our stimulus. But we can't be hanging on to that. We have to make some moves before that to de-risk. All right, guys, like and subscribe. Talk to you later.